Hello, guys, and we are here for some awesome game day bingo action. Should be a lot of fun here as we're going to be streaming to you live on the Pilot TVs, Player Connect app, pilotgames.com/PilotTV, YouTube Live, as well as the Twitch app. Our channel name is MegaSota on both YouTube Live and Twitch, so hopefully you guys are checking out those streams, sending out some messages as we will shoot you out some luck as you get on after some of these great prizes we have here right in front of us.
Absolutely. So stick around, get enrolled as we will be coming to you live on all those great Pilot TVs, your Pilot Player Connect app, pilotgames.com/PilotTV, and on YouTube and Twitch. Check us out. Our channel name is MegaSota.
Oh yeah, we are now getting after it in this game. Should get these balls dropping in just a second, or pucks flying, I should say, as this is some wild themed game day bingo. As we get through this, we would like to talk about our jackpot winners, as we've been able to give out 17 jackpots over the last 7 days, and 382 jackpots so far in the season 16.
That's right. As just getting those jackpots started off yesterday, we had Blind Mikey over at Steve-O's taking home a whopper of a major jackpot in Game Day Bingo. $4,183 went out to Blind Mikey. Nicely done there.
Not too shabby. We then saw a great Pilot Payday prize go out on that Thursday, as $2,500 went out to Trick over at the Junction Bar and Cook. Congratulations to you, Trick, taking home that $2,500.
Nicely done there, as we had a great big jackpot going out at the end of the day, as we had a whopping $7,410 going out to player Fuzz over at American Legion Lewiston.
Oh, absolutely. You think they're referring to just like the fuzz you get on your coat, or like the fuzz, referring to the police?
I think that they're just a pretty fuzzy person.
Just the fuzz. Okay, well, good job to all of our winners. Blind Mikey, Trick, and Fuzz all taking home some great prizes. Now you got me thinking Fuzz looks like Fozzie Bear. As we get after it here, we got 41 balls already through this game, as we have 20 a face. Working through it, as we also got other players just getting closer as we continue to get through this game. And as we get through this, we'd like to give a quick shout out to our Facebook page.
That's right, because if you head on over to Facebook, search up Pilot Games, and give us a like and follow, you'll be able to stay up to date with all of those weekly bingo schedules, seeing where our big progressives have grown to, and even more there. It's a great place to go and check out all of the different things happening with Pilot Games, as well as sending in those amazing player pictures as well. If you go and head to the top of our Facebook page, it's got a direct link to all of our other streaming platforms, pgl.world, even all of our social media pages for you guys to go and interact with. It's definitely a lot of fun. Go and check out our Facebook page today.
Absolutely. We'd love for you guys to be commenting, being an active Pilot Games player on that page, as some of our favorite players are out there always commenting, letting us know what's happening out there in Minnesota. As we are coming to the tail end of this game right here, waiting for that one lucky puck to come across our screen. Can I-26 be that puck? As it is, as Dingy and Big O over at Scarta's Bar, Dingy over at the Lincoln Depot. Congratulations to both of our winners, splitting up $17.50, as we will now be getting enrolled into our game number 2 of Game Day Bingo. Just about 1 minute and 40 seconds for you guys to get into this upcoming game.
Absolutely, and as you are getting enrolled into this great game, we're going to highlight the entirety of our bingo schedule for you guys to know to stick around and come check out all of the games we have to offer. As we're in the first games of the day, some great game day bingo that runs from noon all the way till 1 p.m. each and every day. At that 1 p.m. time, Ian and I will go off air, but you'll jump into your first round of Lucky 4 bingo for the day. It has grown to over $78,000. Make sure to come on out for the largest cash prize we have in live bingo today at 1 p.m.
Absolutely. As you'll then hop into more Game Day Bingo that runs from 1 all the way till 4, working on whatever prizes me and Jordy are not able to give out during this lunchtime period. At 4 o'clock, you will then get your second and final opportunity at Lucky 4 Bingo. I know Jordy already claimed the 1 p.m. as the largest cash prize, but if it doesn't go out at 1 o'clock, you could have an even bigger cash prize at 4 o'clock. So it's definitely a lot of fun there, as that will lead you into our next live hosted show.
Absolutely. As then from 4 to 6, Ian and I will be back live with you guys for some happy hour action. That's right, from that 4 to 6 times, we'll be playing through some great games of Game Day Bingo, about 23 rounds to try and give out some awesome cash prizes to you lucky players. Then at 6 p.m., we'll stick around for a game of Pilot Payday, your final one this week. That's right, you guys can check out Pilot Payday as it comes to you live every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 6 p.m. And you guys get to take home a $2,500 jackpot prize if you win. They're only 10 cents a card, so make sure to come on out for your third and final chance this week, today at 6 p.m., for a little Pilot Payday action.
Absolutely. We love that Pilot Payday action. That'll lead you into more Game Day Bingo that normally runs from 6 all the way till 10 p.m. to finish off your day. And today, it will be that case of 6 to 10 Game Day Bingo. But twice a week, we like to interrupt that with PGL Specialty Nights. Our first PGL Specialty Night coming up next week will be MegaSota Game Night. That happens at 6:40 every single Tuesday, with lots of great prizes and great PGL points to be won. You can even try and get your hand into that awesome prize in Jackpot Jungle that currently sits at $32,226 at 54 balls or less. You definitely don't want to miss out on that MegaSota Game Night game. But you can also come out for our other PGL Special Night that me and Jordy live host together, and that's our Wild Wednesday. That goes on from 7 to about 9 p.m. every single Wednesday. Lots of PGL points to be won there as well.
Absolutely. It is a lot of fun as Ian and I come live to run through some amazing tournament style games that'll award you those great jackpot prizes and some even better PGL points. Make sure to come on out for either specialty night, whether that be our MegaSota game nights each Tuesday at 6:40 or those Wild Wednesdays each Wednesday at 7 p.m. We are just about 8 balls away from some of you lucky players trying to take home maybe this minor jackpot. If not, we do have $19.10 on a Musco prize, just waiting to go on out to a lucky player as well. And as we are closing in here, we are going to be jumping into some great national days as we kick off our first one with National Guard Birthday. On December 13th, we commemorate the National Guard's birthday. And on today, in 1636, the Massachusetts General Court established an official militia for the first time in the American colonies, creating the National Guard.
Absolutely an extremely important one that we get to highlight here on today, as the National Guard does a lot of great things for our nation, and we respect anybody who is playing pilot games or out there listening to us that has served within the National Guard. We shoot some major luck out to you and our appreciation as you did great stuff serving as
Absolutely. They've been defending our country for centuries upon centuries. They really have just been an incredible group of people that have come together to help defend our nation. We definitely want to talk a little bit more about the National Guard, as the term National Guard was actually popularized by the French military officer Marquis de Lafayette, who fought in the Revolutionary War. It became the official title not until 1903.
wow. We do have Andy over at the Eagles Brainer taking home $19.10. Congratulations to you, Andy. As we now get enrolled into this next game, minor jackpot clicking up from 54 to 56 balls or less. Should be a lot of fun as we get enrolled into this game number 3, as we continue to talk about the National Guard. As the National Guard serves as a backup force for the Army and Air Force, and is also called upon to assist in state emergencies, national disasters, and civil disturbances. So they hold a multitude of roles as they protect our country.
Absolutely. And piggybacking off of that one, I have a grandfather who was a naval captain in his time, and I have a mother who liked to adventure a lot, and she was in the Gulf of Mexico on a boat somewhere, and she was not answering any phone calls or anything, as this was the 70s and there was no cell phones.
Yeah.
And my grandfather took it upon himself to call in a civil disturbance to the National Guard and say, "Find my daughter." And so the National Guard had to go out and find my mother, even though she was just partying on somebody's boat.
That is, yeah, it's quite a funny story.
Absolutely. I think of it every single time I think of National Guard, and especially answering the calls of civil disturbances.
Yeah, yeah, that seems like a little bit of an abuse of power by your grandfather, but
She was like in Mexico or something. I don't know the exact story, but
yeah, yeah, that's quite funny, quite funny. National Guard also provides community service programs such as helping the handicapped and working with youth groups as well. So they do a lot of different things, not just protecting, but
now, actually, they have over 130 different career paths that you could take within the National Guard, as they actually include anything from special forces, weapons sergeant, combat engineers, paralegal specialists, and even band musicians. Got to keep morale up.
That's crazy. Definitely really, really cool.
Hmm.
As we highlight the National Guard on today, again, we shoot out any kind of support and luck to anybody who has served within our nation's National Guard. And we hope that you have a wonderful National Guard birthday.
Absolutely. Did you know that it was about 54 men who just volunteered for the first established group?
That is crazy.
They're like, I'll do it.
Yeah, and that's how we got it in 1636. The
Happy birthday.
Yeah, the first militia in the American colonies. Next up, we got National Salesperson Day. In the middle of the holiday shopping season, National Salesperson Day recognizes the personnel who make sure the products keep flying off the shelves. On the second Friday in December, the day honors the value and dedication of the professional salesperson and the hard work that they perform.
Absolutely. This is a great one on today. It takes a special kind of person and personality to be able to be a very successful salesperson. And so we shout out all those people in their extroverted ways on today.
Absolutely. I know that salespeople get a bad rap most of the time for trying to scam you out of buying something more expensive, but there are great salespeople out there that do their job to make sure that you can find things where when you're going through, going through that mall and you're like, I cannot find something to save the life of me, and you find that salesperson and they can guide you directly to the exact shelf that holds that item. They're helpful in so many different ways outside of, the sleazy car salesman that you get depicted all the time. There's people out there looking for your exact needs, trying to help you be able to find the perfect fit for your lifestyle, whatever item you may be looking for.
Absolutely. As I grew up with a dad who worked in advertising and in just public services, working with other people, and I always thought he was just like the greatest salesman alive. He could sell just about anything. And then I met someone who trumps him. Your father.
My dad loves selling stuff.
He is such a salesman.
Yeah.
He takes the cake. I have never met someone who could just work in any range of sales. You could put him at the bakery counter. You could put him in gun insurance. You could put him in literally anything, and he will draw in a crowd and make them buy things.
Oh, absolutely. During an early portion of my life, he was doing furniture. And he's
a man who has worn so many hats.
He was like the top salesman in his furniture district.
Shout out Big John.
Yeah, no, yeah. All started with selling land, and then that all took a bad turn, and then he tried doing other things. And yeah, he's sold quite a bit of stuff throughout his career, and yeah, he's definitely a salesman. But I don't think of him as a sleazy salesman. He actually he believes in the things he's selling, and thinks that he's trying to give the best deal to whoever it is. We do have Henny over at the Cowboy Jack's New Brighton, taking home $20.50. Great job to you, Henny, as we now get enrolled into this next game. Did you know that LeBron James came out with a new Hennessy brand? As it's like LeBron James Hennessy, which is, I think, hilarious that just there is a LeBron James Hennessy.
So many celebrities are trying to have an alcohol label.
Oh, well, there's a lot of money in it. There's a ton of money
Ugh.
in it, and I think it's just hilarious because everybody I've seen multiple people on my Snapchat story that, in particular, a lot of the athletes that I played with throughout my life, as they have made really funny like Snapchat stories about them drinking La Hennessy,
The
and
Hennessy.
and it's just hilarious. They then like them going out and like they like then get dropped off at like the local park or something like that, and they're at the 24-hour fitness center, and they're just playing some basketball off La Hennessy, and I think it's absolutely hilarious. Well, great job to you, Henny, just making me think about that.
Absolutely awesome job. Well, we were talking about National Salesperson Day on today, so if you guys work in sales out there, today's the day to celebrate everyone who works in those customer service places.
Absolutely. As we move on to one of my favorite background instruments of all time, if it has a little bit of this, I usually can get into the song, and that's National Violin Day. Honoring an instrument known as the fiddle, National Violin Day on December 13th celebrates the bow-stringed instrument loved around the world.
Absolutely. This is my second favorite instrument of all time. I'm a big fan of the violin. I grew up with a brother who actually played the violin for a large portion of our childhood, and so that was pretty fun. As you always hear stories of siblings trying to learn their respective instruments and it not being a good time for the household, i.e., Ian's sister and her French horn. But I had a brother who chose the violin as his instrument, and that was honestly not bad at all having to listen to him learn. And so I quite enjoyed having that in the household.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I can't say I've ever even picked up a violin myself, as it's just something that has been so.
I've never picked up a violin.
Yeah, you haven't even tried your brother's violin out?
We weren't cool like that.
Yeah.
No.
Well, the violin
I
is
just listened from afar.
yeah, violin's a really, really good instrument.
What I didn't know about was that it actually originated in Italy. I did not know that, as it comes from the medieval Latin word lavula? Latula?
I don't know. I don't know even know where you're reading that.
In the history portion. Vitula, meaning stringed instrument, which is the Latin word for violin.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know it originated in Italy about 500 years ago, though.
Yeah, very, very cool. Yeah, I knew it was one of the older instruments. All the string instruments are usually pretty old.
Yeah, but 500 years isn't that crazy of a span, I don't think. But if you guys didn't know, the strings were actually made originally from the dried intestines of animals, such as sheep and cats.
Very interesting. Yeah, definitely.
I'm surprised. There's a lot of this history that I had no idea about.
Yeah,
I always hear horsehair, like horsehair strings, you know?
Uh-huh.
And so I just never knew before that what what was used.
Yeah, they're definitely interesting. Violins come in many different sizes, and students typically start with a smaller violin and progress to a full-size violin as they get older.
Mm-hmm.
The good old fiddle, Fiddler on the Roof. Great stuff to highlight here on today. Did you know that playing the violin physically active, as you can burn actually 170 calories per hour? That doesn't actually feel like a lot, if I'm being completely honest. An hour worth of playing the violin, only 170 calories. You
It's
know,
like a workout. No.
No, it's not like a workout. You definitely burn more while you're working out. But that's I guess it is more than most other instruments because you have to be just a lot more physically moving your string around and everything like that. Very, very impressive stuff.
Did you guys know that the most expensive violin ever crafted was worth $16 million?
Well, $16 million. We have High there over at the Wings Tavern and Grill, taking home $45.10 on our Moscow win. Congratulations to you, High there, as we now get rolled into this next game. With that minor jackpot now clicking up from 58 to 60 balls or less. Should be a lot of fun in this game, number 5, as we move on to National Cocoa Day. This day ushers in a celebration worthy of the winter holidays. With National Cocoa Day, what is better way to warm up after a cold day outside?
Absolutely. We are big fans of hot cocoa over here. Yeah, this is definitely a super tasty one as it is a holiday staple. I remember it was my favorite part of wintertime when I was growing up as a kid, as I just absolutely loved hot chocolate and marshmallows. It's a super, super delicious one on today, and I feel like it's one that anybody can enjoy, no matter the age you are.
Yeah, definitely. As there is a difference between hot cocoa and hot chocolate. Hot chocolate is made with solid chocolate melted in warm milk or cream, where hot cocoa, however, is made from a powder base of cocoa with added sugar and dissolved in hot water or hot milk.
Absolutely, as we are typically more of a hot cocoa household, as we have just the packets that you make, like Swiss Miss.
Yeah, yeah,
Can't beat
super
it.
easy.
But I see videos all the time, especially about one specific Parisian cafe that people go to while in Europe, in Paris, and they get a hot chocolate that is, this cafe is known for it, and it is just like a cup of liquid chocolate, and you get about a mountain of whipped cream that you just like casually stir in more and more, adding more cream to it to
Uh-huh.
kind of thin out that chocolate that they give you.
Okay.
But it is just like a mug of thick hot chocolate, and it's melted chocolate and cream.
That seems delicious. I feel like I would enjoy a hot chocolate technically more than I'd enjoy a hot cocoa, but maybe I just need to try the really good version of both kinds to really give my true opinion on which one I prefer.
Obviously, hot chocolate is the better version, as it's real chocolate with cream heated together to create an actual drink itself, but I think it's just a little too rich for me, and so I'm more of a hot cocoa
Yeah,
person.
you like the ease of being able to sip on that than the cream of hot chocolate.
Yeah, it's just a little too dense, a little too decadent for
A
me.
little too decadent. Oh,
Yes.
well, happy National Cocoa Day. Hopefully, you guys can enjoy a nice hot cocoa wherever you are at. This is a perfect way to warm up. As I was drinking quite a few cups of hot cocoa recently, and then I one time just made myself a hot cocoa.
You put it in our like metal thermos cup that is meant for like drinking outside, okay?
Absolutely, yeah, I did, because I think we were out
Yeah, it
of.
was just the mug that was handy at
Yeah,
the
it was
time.
the quickest mug to grab, and I didn't even think twice about it. And I let it out there to sit and cool for my normal, just to like 15 minutes of doing whatever I was doing, and then I went to go drink it, so confident that it had completely cooled down that I drank it, and I rarely have had this happen where my tongue actually got
Swollen.
swollen because of how badly I burnt my tongue on that hot cocoa. And since
So
that, which
not funny,
happened
but
maybe about a month ago,
yeah.
I have not touched a cup of hot cocoa since. And so maybe
Feels
today
so
is my
bad.
day back and enjoying some hot cocoa. Yeah, after that, I was like grabbing ice cubes and putting it on my tongue to try and make it
It
go
was it
down.
was really
It
bad.
was it was terrible. I had a list for a day. It was
I couldn't
terrible.
taste anything for like a full 48 hours. It
Oh.
was crazy. Yeah, be careful with the temperature of that hot cocoa you guys are consuming. Speaking of temperature of hot cocoa, one thing that I really love, and I don't know if it's just considered chocolate at this point, but they have made like frozen hot chocolates and like hot chocolate flavored blizzards at DQ and things like that. And
Oh.
I absolutely love those flavored things, but they do taste a little bit different to chocolate. So I wonder if they just like use a hot cocoa packet and put it into those ice creams or those desserts that they do, and if whatever they're doing, keep it
Yeah,
up.
yeah. Well, because hot cocoa tastes better than it tastes different than chocolate,
Yes,
and maybe
and
they're adding a little marshmallow taste as well into it.
yeah, I have no idea. I've seen blended like frozen hot chocolate drinks and hot chocolate ice creams, and they're
Wow. We
delicious.
missed out on that minor jackpot once again, as Elijah over at the Mainline Bar and Grill in Barnesville is taking home $54.20. Not a bad must-go prize in this game,
Mm-mm.
but we will have an even better prize heading into this next game as that minor jackpot clicks up from 60 to 62 balls or less. I'm excited to see if anybody could take home this fantastic prize as we get enrolled over the next 2 minutes. Well, just 1 minute and 40 seconds now.
Absolutely. But happy National Cocoa Day. Maybe try and get your hands on a cup of hot cocoa on today. Up next, we have National Day of the Horse. National Day of the Horse falls on December 13th, as this encourages people of the United States to be mindful of the contribution that horses have made to the economy, to history, and even as just a character of the United States.
Absolutely. A very fun one that we get to highlight here on today. Horses are super fun. As a kid, I had a slight fear of full-grown horses. They just freaked me out a bit. I really enjoyed miniature horses. That my grandpa, not my grandpa, my grandpa's brother had a miniature horse farm, and so I always
Like Shetland ponies.
yeah, little Shetland ponies
Incredible.
yeah, they were super super fun, and so I really
That's
enjoyed
awesome.
really enjoyed those as a little kid, and being able to ride those as a little kid was absolutely hilarious. But once I got to like too big to be able to ride the Shetland ponies, and it was like, okay, do have the option to go and ride like my friends, because I grew up in the middle of nowhere type area. So I had a bunch of friends that rode horses, had horses on their farms and stuff like that. So I had opportunities to try and ride horses as my friends would try and talk me into it. And I was like, no, 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 they scare me. They scare me. And I don't want to be a cowboy enough to ride a horse.
Yeah, I had pretty mixed feelings about horses growing up. I had many different experiences with them. I don't know. Yeah, I think I might have been scared of them because I had almost gotten kicked by my aunt's horse one time, and that was very scary. I was very young though, and so I don't know. I guess the memory itself didn't necessarily stick, but the resentment towards horses did.
Yeah.
As then from about like 5 to 10 years old, I just really wasn't a big fan of horses at all. I don't know, I just really didn't like them. And then I ended up moving and becoming friends with a girl who had horses on her property. And I was going home with her one day from school to hang out, and she just hopped her fence and hopped bareback on her horse and was like, "Come on, you can do it. They're nice." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" I had on like my skinny jeans and my Jansport backpack, and
Did
I
you
was
do
like,
it?
"Yeah, I did."
Sweet.
And I'll never forget it. It was the sandy brown horse. I hopped the fence. It was like right there next to me, grazing on the grass. I just put my hand on it. I was like, "Nice horse." Like very, very, very reserved about it. And then finally, she came back over. And her brother was out in the field as well, and so he came over and helped me get up on the horse, and I ended up riding bareback, just like literally 5 feet, maybe
Oh, just
six
for some
feet.
fun.
And I was like, "This is crazy! I can't hold on to this thing." And she was like, "Just grab its hair. The mane's fine. Like it won't feel it." And I was like, so scared about pulling the hair on this horse and hurting it. And horses are very durable. And I was 12 at the
Yeah,
time.
horses are tanks. They're awesome.
Yeah.
That's why we used them so much throughout the history of the United
Yeah,
States.
I just remember like hugging the body of it while I was on there. And then her brother had to help me get down. But after that, I had a new appreciation for horses because I was like,
Absolutely.
what a good girl she was.
Yeah, no, it was around probably like my sophomore year of high school that I got over my like whole entire like disdain
I
for
was
horses.
in 7th grade.
And the last horse I rode, I got a chance to ride it bareback, which I thought was a pretty fun
It's
experience.
the only time I've ever ridden a horse. Even though my aunts had horses, taught people how to ride, that was just something that was never offered to me.
And so you never.
And so I never asked.
And you weren't gonna ask to go ride
Especially
the horses.
after it was her horse that almost kicked me. I was like, "I don't want your horses."
Yeah, that's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
But now I see people taking trail rides on horses all the time, and I think it looks so great, and beach rides with horses, and I would love to go give it a try. And so this is definitely a great day. But this is specifically talking about the contributions that horses have made to America, as we wouldn't be here today because of all the travel that they helped us do back in the day. So happy National Day of the Horse.
Absolutely. We do have our minor jackpot going out between 3 different players. Sky King over at the Crooked Pint Ale House. We got Mikey Mike over at the Old Piper in Blaine. And Bombers over at let me see, Iron Horse Grill and Saloon. Great job to all three of our winners as we will now get enrolled into this next game. $73 is available on that must-go prize, and you guys are just going to be adding to that prize as you get enrolled over the next minute 40 seconds. Should be a lot of fun as we see what that double must-go will be looking like. I'll be guessing that it'll be over $100 by the time we play in this game number 7. And as we compete in this game number 7, we got our final national day to talk about.
National Pick a Pathologist Pal Day. National Pick a Pathologist Pal Day on December 13th encourages us to make a friend with a pathologist or a coroner because we never know what tomorrow holds. That is so morbid.
Well, I feel like this is just a day to be something where you're ready for the unexpected. You want to make sure that your family is fully doesn't have to go through a ton of work when it comes to the passing. And so it's one of those things that it is morbid, but it is something that you do want to do just so that you don't put all that kind of stuff onto either your partner or your son or your daughter.
Or just having somebody that you can trust when that time comes for a loved one, being able to say, hey, my grandparent passed, would you be able to help us out? And you could work with them one-on-one. And knowing that you have someone that you already have established that baseline with, and having that pathologist or coroner there can just make that transition a little bit easier. Working with someone that you have a little bit of a rapport with. And so it's definitely, it is an important one on today.
Absolutely, absolutely. Pick a pathologist pal day. As we move on to a little bit of Vikings news, this is a lot more positive as we were able to kick the butts of the Atlanta Falcons and Kirk Cousins as
kick them good.
Beat them 42-21
That's
on
right.
that great win on Saturday for our 6th straight win in a row. Absolutely. We saw Sam Darnold pass for 347 yards and 5 touchdowns. A career game, as those were career high numbers for both touchdowns and yardage for Darnold. And also was a career game for Kevin O'Connell as he enjoyed his team's first 40-point game in 3 seasons on the job. Very impressive stuff. We saw both of our wide receivers, Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson, get over 130 yards, with Jordan Addison adding in 3 touchdowns and Justin Jefferson adding in 2 touchdowns. They were a dynamic duo in that game, and we hope to see that continue into our next matchup.
That's right, as we have a game coming up in just a couple days. Monday night should be some really exciting stuff.
Monday.
As we go up against the Bears. Should be a 7 p.m. game, as that will be a lot of fun. Make sure to come on out and show your support by checking out the great eTab game that you can at any time. It's called Vikings Victory. You guys can play it wherever you play Pilot games. And even check out that Skull bonus round, where all you gotta do is pick a lucky letter and end up taking home some trophy prizes. I will be shouting out the letter S on today.
I'll shout out the letter O. Great stuff there. Make sure you guys are there for that Monday night matchup, Vikings versus the Bears. Me saying Monday made me think of monster truck rallies. And have you ever been to a monster truck rally?
Mm-hmm.
I've never been to a monster truck rally. I'd really like to go at some point.
We have one coming near us in a few months.
Really?
Yes.
Really? In the dead of winter?
Yeah, in February.
Really? Okay, in February. Okay, that's a little bit. No, it's still dead of winter.
February is the dead of winter for Midwest.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say. I was like, oh, February. That's at least it's not in January. But no, February is still so cold. So that's crazy.
And we even have friends that have already drunkenly bought tickets, so we can just bandwagon.
There you go. Well, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, I even have a Gravedigger t-shirt I can break out.
There you go. You got a lot of attire. That does not surprise me that you've been to a monster truck rally.
Yeah.
Your family loves those kinds of things. Mud bogs and all those different things.
Yeah, big fan. Big fan.
Have you been to a dirt bike race?
I want to watch motocross so bad. I could cuss on air. I want to go so bad. That is the one contest that I want to go see. I love dirt bikes. I have always loved dirt bikes. I would really love to go see motocross.
Absolutely. I would like to go see a motocross, maybe even more so than a monster truck rally, because motocross just seems so cool. I want to be to a lot of those. NASCAR and motocross are 2 things that I really want to check off my bucket list. We got IEW over at Briel's Den, taking home that awesome prize of $103.70. Congratulations to you in this awesome game of Game Day Bingo. As we now get rolled into this next game of Game Day Bingo, with that minor jackpot clicking up from 52 to 54 balls or less. Should be a lot of fun as we compete in this upcoming game.
As you guys are competing in this game, I'm going to highlight the players that have already been competing tooth and nail to get into those Game Day Bingo standings, the ones you're earning points for right now. 10th place gets kicked off with Mike over at American Legion Brooklyn Center with 101,000 points. That's actually a tie that was just recently formed between Mike as well as 6'9 T-Bird over at the Lookout Bar and Grill, both currently sitting with that 101,000 points, both in 9th place. Getting pushed back from 6th into 8th, we've got Jer Bear over at the B&B Sports Bar and Grill with 108,000 points. Then we have another tie that was just recently formed up. Moving on up from 8th, and moving on up from 7th, we've got Fast Eddie over at Hiller's Last Call Liquor, as well as Yags 370 at the Sidetrack, both now in 6th place, both with 111,000 points. Getting pushed back from 4th into 5th, we've got Viddy over at the Municipal Liquor Store Akeley with 116,000 points. Moving on up from 5th into 4th, we've got Maggie at the Heartland University with 120,000 points. 3rd place is Brother Nate with Carboni out over at Carboni's Pizza and Sports Bar Burnsville with 185,000 points. 216,000 for 2nd place Mimi at the L&M Bar. And in 1st place, it is none other than Call Me Jen at JR Mac, holding strong with 428,000 points.
Well, those are some big-time shakeups, and we're primed to make some more big shakeups as those ties right there in 6th and in 9th are ready to be broken up. As we get into this game right here, we'll start seeing those balls come across our screen as I move into the location side of those Game Day Bingo standings. 10th place, we have the Old Piper and Blade with 183,000 Game Day Bingo points. With 198,000 points in 9th place, we have Danny's Dugout. As we now move on to the 200,000 point club, as 8th place is the Lookout Bar and Grill with 208,000 points. With 238,000 points in 7th place, we have the Sidetrack. As the Riverboat Depot sits in 6th with 257,000 points. With 281,000 points in 5th place, we have VFW Spring Lake Park. As 4th place, the final location in the 200,000 point club is Carboni's Pizza and Sports Bar Burnsville with 286,000 points. With 312,000 points in 3rd place, we have Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards. As 2nd place is the L&M Bar with 315,000 points. As our number 1 location, home to our number 1 player, it is JR Mac with 513,000 Game Day Bingo points, continuing to build on their lead.
Absolutely. Awesome job to the entirety of our player and location standings. Make sure to come on out for every chance you get, as there are copious amounts of time throughout the day that we play our awesome Game Day Bingo. So stick around, as you definitely want to be trying to take home those great points and cash prizes for yourself. We are about 9 balls away from Rock trying to take away one of these great jackpot prizes. But if you guys are a little sick of our live bingo and you still want to have some fun playing Pilot games, you guys can go right onto those iPads, as we actually have over 70 different Charitable eTab games that are always available for you guys to go and check out. They have such a wide variety of different themes to choose from, but they all offer huge prizes up to $1,500. Each game even has small bets between 50 cents and $5, and not to mention those awesome bonus rounds and free play rounds that you guys can check out and win as well. It's definitely a lot of fun, as we would love to highlight some of our awesome eTab games that we offer here, as I will be highlighting Buffalo Stars, as you guys can head to the celestial heavens and see what they hold, as there's a meteor shower bonus and even more there. It's definitely a lot of fun, as you guys can go and check out Buffalo Stars wherever you play Pilot games today.
Absolutely. And as we are in December, I'm going to be talking about a winter-themed eTab game, Raging Snowman. This is a super fun one with a evil snowman involved. Well, not just evilness is in there, as great cash prizes is available as well in that fantastic game, Raging Snowman.
I think it's very funny that our Raging Snowman does look like he has red hair.
He does, because he's got the fall leaves.
He's got fall leaves as well as some type of orange tufted eyebrows as well.
Yeah, he does have,
So
like, I don't know where the eyebrows come
so
from.
canonically our gingerbread, our snowman is a ginger.
We do have Rock over at the Crooked Pine Ale House Wait Park taking home $23.30 in this great game. Congratulations to you, Rock, as we now get enrolled into our game number 8 of Game Day Bingo. In this game number 8, that minor jackpot will be clicking up from 54 to 56 balls or less. Should be a lot of fun as we continue to get after it in this upcoming game. Just a minute 40 for you guys to get into this awesome action.
As you guys are getting enrolled into this great game, though, stick around as we have a lot of fun cash on the line. And if you end up taking home any of these great cash prizes, make sure to snap a player picture of it and send it our way. You guys can share those player pictures directly to us onto our Facebook page, onto any of your own social medias using the hashtag PilotGames right there. Or you can even email them to jackpots@pilotgames.com. We love seeing all the different player pictures you guys send our way. We post them in our enrolling screen, in our social medias, and even in our commercials when we're off air.
Yeah, and as we get after it in this game, we would like to talk about some movies released on today. As we start off with the 1985 work Clue. This stars Madeline Kahn, Tim Curry, Colleen Camp, Leslie Ann Warren, Christopher Lloyd, and many others, as this is a fun comedy thriller that came out on today.
Absolutely, as I think this might be the first Tim Curry movie that I ever watched. This is definitely a super fun one. I have such a love for the game of Clue and just the whole concept of it, and so this was definitely a super fun movie to watch. I remember watching it at my grandparents' house, as this involves 6 blackmail victims that are invited to an isolated mansion by a man who knows a very dark secret from each of their pasts. Upon arrival, each is given a pseudonym drawn from the Cluedo before being introduced to the blackmailer. Each is handed a weapon, and at which point the lights are switched off and the blackmailer is killed. Can the guests uncover the murderer before they all become victims?
Oh, very, very interesting stuff. What's fun about this movie is it actually has 3 different endings that exist for this movie, each with a different person being the killer.
I love that.
So makes for a lot of fun. Feels very much like the game of Clue. And so maybe give Clue a watch on today.
Super fun. Up next in 1996, we've got an incredible alien movie, probably my favorite alien movie of all time. We have Mars Attacks coming out on today in 1996. This has an absolutely incredible cast of people that come together, from Jack Nicholson to Annette Bening to Danny DeVito, Jack Black, Lisa Marie, Glenn Close, Pierce Brosnan, Michael J. Fox, Sarah Jessica Parker. We've got Natalie Portman, and the list goes on. We've got Lucas Hahn, Martin Short, Sylvia Sidney is in this, Christina Applegate, and just lists and lists and lists and lists of big name celebrities who are in this work. This is about aliens attacking Earth.
Yeah, space fleet of Martians,
So fun.
spacecraft surround the world's major cities, and all humanity waits to see the extraterrestrials visitors have, as they claim, come in peace. U.S. President James Dale receives assurance from science professor Donald Kessler that the Martian mission is a friendly one. But when a peaceful exchange ends in a total annihilation of the U.S. Congress, military men call for a full-scale nuclear retaliation.
It was insane watching this movie for the first time, not knowing what was happening and like what was to come, and then just seeing
How it all goes
everything
down.
unfolds. It's very entertaining. It's very, very entertaining. I talk about this movie quite often to Ian, as this is a super fun Michael J. Fox work, as this is a really fun Tim Burton movie as well. This is one of my favorite live action ones that he has done, and so maybe give Mars Attacks a watch on today.
Absolutely. As we move on to the 1996 work, Jerry Maguire. This is starring Tom Cruise, Renee Zellweger, Cuba Gooding Jr., and other fantastic actors and actresses. This is when a slick sports agent, Jerry Maguire, has a crisis of conscience. He pens a heartfelt company-wide memo that promptly gets him fired. Desperate to hang on to the athletes that he represents, Jerry starts his own management firm with only single mother Dorothy Boyd joining him in his new venture, banking on their sole client, football player Rod Tidwell.
As well as we have a winner here as Rainer as over at the Leo's Bars Newmarket, taking away $28.80. Nicely done going out to Renner in this great game of Game Day Bingo. We'll have that minor jackpot, as you can see, at 58 balls or less as it continues to grow into this great game. Just about a minute and 40 seconds to do so. We are going to highlight our next movie on today, as in 2002, we've got Made in Manhattan that stars Jennifer Lopez as well as Ralph Fiennes, and Tyler Posey even plays J-Lo's son.
Ah, you got a little Stanley Tucci action in this work as well.
I love Natasha Richardson. She plays the other woman that is pursuing Ralph Fiennes in this, but I absolutely love that actress.
Yeah, this is a good romance comedy. It's a story about Marissa Ventura, a single mother born and bred in the boroughs of New York City, who works as a maid in a first-class Manhattan hotel. By a twist of fate and mistaken identity, Marissa meets Christopher Marshall, heir to a political dynasty, who believes that she is a guest at the hotel. Fate steps in and throws the pair together for a magical night of romance. When Marissa's true identity is revealed, the two find that they are two worlds apart.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is one of the first J-Lo films that I've watched in my life. Very fun stuff on today.
She had a good run at some fun rom-coms during that time with Wedding Planner, Monster-in-Law, and other really fun little rom-coms there for her.
Absolutely. Maybe give Made in Manhattan a watch on today.
Next up in 2002, we got Hot Chick, The Hot Chick. This stars Rob Schneider, Rachel McAdams, Anna Faris, and other funny actors and actresses in this comedy romance.
So funny to consider this a romance, but I guess it is, yeah. I think this is my favorite Rob Schneider-led solo film that he's put out. This had my family just in stitches laughing for most of my life, and so we watched this quite often. But yeah, it was a super fun one, as Rob Schneider is a sleazy guy and Rachel McAdams plays a mean girl, and they swap bodies. And so we've got Rob Schneider playing as Jessica, as Rachel McAdams' character the whole time, and Anna Faris is his best friend, and they get into a lot of wacky adventures.
That's very, very funny.
Yeah, I was a big fan of their secret handshake that they made together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I still know the entire chant of it.
Yeah, I can't say that I have seen this work. I don't think I have. Yeah.
You definitely have.
You think I have?
Yes.
When?
With my family.
Have I?
Yes.
I've watched a lot of Rob Schneider movies with your family, but I don't know if your family's the one that introduced me to Rob Schneider flicks. So that's like outside of what's the one where he's a baseball player? The Benchwarmers. I really had avoided Rob Schneider led movies. I like him as a side piece in other movies like 50 First Dates, the him in Waterboy and everything like that. But lead movies for him, I just completely avoided. And so
yeah.
I really don't remember which ones your family has shown me and which ones they haven't.
Well, they've only shown you two, but yeah, The Hot Chick is definitely the one that they have liked the most out of any Rob Schneider film. My dad's a big Adam Sandler, Rob Schneider, that whole group of men fan, and so I watched a lot of these growing up. But yeah, The Hot Chick is the one that is probably like the only one that I find funny. And there are quite a few little jokes in there that are good, but Rob Schneider, hot chick coming out on today.
Absolutely. Next up, we got in 2019, Jumanji: The Next Level. This is the next Jumanji movie to come out after the original work in 1995. This one stars Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, Kieran Gillen, Jack Black, Danny DeVito, Aquafina, and other fantastic actors and actresses. Danny Glover's in it as well. Yeah, you're a big fan of this one, aren't you?
I would say a fan. I wouldn't say a big one, but yeah, I enjoyed this work. We do have a winner here, though, before we talk a little bit more about it, as the Patriot at VFW Blaine takes home $37.90. Nicely done there. Make sure to get enrolled in this next round. We've only got about 2 more games live with you, so stick around and get enrolled. But Jumanji: The Next Level, the sequel to come out in 2019. Yeah, I enjoyed this when it first came out.
Is it Nick Jonas in this one as well?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. Nick Jonas's character was funny to me. But a lot of the comedy just missed me in this one. I didn't find it nearly as funny. It had a lot of jokes that I could tell were trying to land, and they just missed me when I ended up watching it. And also then, as a fan of the original Jumanji work, and as well as someone who is against all the bringing back the classics and remaking them, it was something that I was never gonna really enjoy all that much. But this is the second of the 2 that came out, as you have Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, and then Jumanji: Next Level that came out just 2 years later.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe give Jumanji: The Next Level a watch on today. Now, on today, this current year, it just premiered at midnight. We've got Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah, this is one that I really wanted to like because I love the aesthetic of Aaron Taylor Johnson as Kraven the Hunter, but I just don't think I'm going to enjoy it. Maybe I have to hear more about what the movie people think of it. I have a few people that watch all the superhero movies that talk on TikTok. And I'll trust their opinion on whether they like it or don't like it, and then maybe I'll go watch it. But from the trailers that I saw, I was like, maybe not my kind of superhero flick kind of deal, because I just grew up with Kraven the Hunter being my Spider-Man bad guy, and so if he's made into some like anti-hero type character, I just don't like that.
That's probably what we are going to get, unfortunately. But I know everybody out there is kind of anticipating for it to be really, really bad. But they are kind of just pushing the narrative that we have to go support it anyway because everyone wants to keep Aaron Taylor Johnson in the MCU. And so they're like, even if it's horrible, please just go watch it. We need to make sure that Marvel knows we like him, not we just don't like what they did.
Even though this isn't Marvel.
Yeah, but
yeah, it's Sony Pictures, so it's not even a part of the MCU whatsoever.
Okay, I'm just saying what the public has put out.
yeah, they have the wrong opinion because it doesn't keep him in Marvel because he's not a part of Marvel. He died in Marvel and will never be brought back.
Well, then I guess it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's a few people that I accept coming back into Marvel. If you had like a very slight character, but he had a very important character in the Marvel universe, and his role in Age of Ultron, where he makes the big sacrifice, is something that I feel like he then shouldn't be brought back in.
I forgot he was Quicksilver.
Yeah, no, he was a big character. He's Wanda's brother, and so even though he was only there for I think 2 movies, I do think that it would be a little weird to bring him back into the Marvel universe.
Yeah, people just really like Aaron Taylor Johnson.
For sure, if they brought him back for like if he went and played like a new Batman kind of role, I think he would kill it as a Batman.
Honestly, now he's my fan cast for the next James Bond.
Ooh, I would love him as James Bond.
He's my next James Bond in my mind. That's like the next project that I would really like to see him in.
Yeah, he would do a very good job.
And he's already got a little bit of an accent, and we heard him have a British accent in Bullet Train, and so we know he can perform well.
Is he not?
No.
Where is he from?
I don't know.
The United Kingdom.
Oh, he is British.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because he was in Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging, and that was a British movie. And that was
Yeah.
like his first thing he did.
I was like, I know he's done a lot of like American accents throughout his career, but I was like, I feel like I just heard an interview with him and he had an accent.
I love him in Anna Karenina. But yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Craven the Hunter, coming out on today.
Absolutely. As we are working in this game number 11 of Game Day Bingo, as we work through it, I would like to give a quick shout out to our Minnesota Wild, as they had a really tough game last night as they lost 7-1 to the Edmonton Oilers. That was probably the biggest score differential I've seen in a while for our Wild.
What happened? Who was on the goal?
Well, we saw defenseman Jake Middleton depart in the first period with an upper body injury. Minnesota is missing top 6 forwards Joel Eriksson Ek and Matt Zuccarello, and another top 4 defenseman in Jonas Brodin to injury. So it was a really injury-riddled. We saw Philip Gustafsson just have way too many shots on goal.
Yeah.
It was just a
There's
tough
only
one.
so much you can do with
It was
that.
a tough one.
We have CWS at Buffalo Wild Wings, Coon Rapids, taking away $71. Nicely done, going out to CWS. Make sure to get enrolled in this next round, as we will be the final game that Ian and I are here live with you guys for. That beautiful minor jackpot already closing in on $240 will be at 62 balls or less. Make sure to get enrolled in the next 2 minutes.
Absolutely. Well, tomorrow the Wild can make a little, hopefully come back and get a win as they take on the Flyers at 1 p.m. this Saturday. Should be a fun matchup tomorrow. And if you want to send some luck out to our Wild, play the awesome E-Tab game. Let's go Wild. You can also check out the Slapshot bonus round to see if you can score yourself some of those awesome jackpot prizes. It's definitely a great opportunity there.
Absolutely. And while you guys are out there, we would love to also highlight the E-Tab game that we've teamed up with our Minnesota Twins for. It is really just not a lot of news to talk about with our Twins, as we are just awaiting more news closing in on their season this spring. But if you guys want to show your support for them, absolutely do so by checking out the great E-Tab game, Twins Win. You guys can even check out that Home Run Derby bonus round, where if you pick a lucky batter, you could end up taking home some Grand Slam prizes.
Absolutely. Happy birthday to anybody who's out there playing on their awesome birthday today, December 13th, as you share your birthday with Dick Van Dyke, the Emmy, Tony, and Grammy Award-winning actor, singer. Christopher Plummer, another Emmy, Tony, and Oscar Award-winning actor. You also got Jamie Foxx, Steve Buscemi, and Taylor Swift, all born on the same day as you. So you got a really star-studded list right there, as if you were born on today.
I'm going to highlight Amy Lee. She was also born on today. She's the singer-songwriter from Evanescence, the only one on the list that matters to me. Just kidding. Steve Buscemi's on this list. I can't say that.
I was about to say, Steve is good old Stevie ain't on your list.
The Bush and I go way back.
Oh my gosh, have you seen the edits of what's it called? Where gosh, I'm blanking on it. Where they take someone and they, like some older actor, like I've seen it be done with.
Oh, with The Substance?
Yeah, The Substance.
And they're like, they come back newer and hotter.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Steve Buscemi and what's his name?
And Bill Skarsgård. And I think it's absolutely hilarious. Hilarious. I love Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
But Steve Buscemi is the hotter version. No, I don't know.
Whatever you want to say.
Whatever floats your boat. Well,
beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Absolutely.
Here,
as we get after this, I do want to give a quick shout out to our PGL players. I'm going to quickly go over this top 10, as 10th place was Radar over at the 3rd Crossing Bar and Grill. 9th place is Mad Dog over at the Benson Municipal Liquor Store. 8th place is Keese over at HR Pesty. 7th place is Jim P over at the 3rd Crossing Bar and Grill. 6th place is Drumskeet at the Underground Bar and Grill. 5th place is Rakuda over at Devo Sandbar. As 4th place is Sloppy at Malone's Bar and Grill. 3rd place is Nelly over at Brian's Bar and Grill. 2nd place is Bassy Blings at the Wheelhouse. And 1st place is Hermie over the Atomic Star Tavern, the only player in the 2 Million Point Club.
That's right. On to the locations. 10th place is the Benton Municipal Liquor Store. 9th is the Wheelhouse of Anoka. 8th place is Devo Sandbar of Gilbert. While in 7th, we've got the Malone's Bar and Grill of Maple Grove. 6th place is Brian's Bar and Grill of Stillwater. While in 5th, we've got Blue Bricks Mankato. 4th place, we've got the Boulevard Bar and Grill of Coon Rapids. 3rd place, they came all the way in from unranked after this past week. The Atomic Star Tavern in Mankato sits in 3rd. And also coming in from unranked, now into second place, we have the Underground Bar and Grill Mankato. Big stuff for those Mankato locations. Number one, though, moving on up from second after this past week, we have the Third Crossing Bar and Grill in Frozzy. Awesome job there. They're even closing in on that gap to the 3 million point club. Love to see it. Come on out for every PGL specialty night that we have each week, whether that be our MegaSota game nights each Tuesday night at 6:40 or our Wild Wednesdays each Wednesday at 7 p.m. to try and take home those PGL points for yourself as well as the location that you choose to play at.
Absolutely. Definitely some great stuff here. And as we're playing some hockey-themed game day bingo, we got some hockey history that happened on today. As in Atlanta, December 13th, 1992, Manon Rumi becomes the first woman to play in a regular season professional hockey game for the Atlanta Knights, 4-1 loss in the Salt Lake City. Was impressive stuff as she played for nearly 6 minutes, stopping 4 shots on goal. Very impressive, just playing in professional hockey.
Absolutely.
Really cool
I love
stuff.
women's hockey. We do have Mikey W. over at the Bryce Den taking away that minor jackpot prize. $352 is going out to you. Congratulations on this final lunchtime win. Stick around as we have an amazing Lucky 4 bingo game coming up next with over $78,000 on the line. But before we let you loose, I want to talk about Pelican Gal. As just this past weekend, she played at the Pelican Cove while taking home over $67,000. Well, they, as well as everyone else at the Pelican Cove, support the Currytown and Country Boosters Triple Crown. Their purpose of the organization is to promote the Curry, Minnesota area by providing support for youth activities, parks, recreation, and tourism.
As that's just a reminder that when you guys play Pilot games, your community wins. Have a wonderful time playing some of these great games.